Hi guys and welcome back. So this is a eyebrow tutorial today, an updated one. So I have an eyebrow tutorial that is a light and natural one, which is going to be great for beginners, and then I have one for those who want to take it up a notch and make it a bit more defined and darker. So if you want to know how to get brows like these, then please keep watching. So if I take my pencil and lay it across the centre of my nostril, I will line just very gently where my eyebrow starts. If I then lay the pencil again at the end of my nostril but through my pupil, I'm going to line up where my eyebrow arch should start. And then again at the edge of the nostril and towards the end of the eye is where my eyebrow should end. I'm just following the shape of my eyebrow. So at the start of the eyebrow I am using a more lighter hand, and as I come towards the arch and the tail of the eyebrow, I'm going to press down ever so slightly harder. Now don't panic if you make a boob or it looks a little bit feathered or messy. We are going to tidy this up and carve it out with concealer. So where I did the lower section of the eyebrow, I'm not going to go ahead and do a line at the top that matches it. I'm going to take the line ever so slightly further back. This is going to create a more gradient, natural looking lighter eyebrow. So I'm not doing it here, I'm doing it here. And I'm just following, once again, the shape of my eyebrow, what's already there. And I'm bringing it down to match it. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill this in now. So like I said, the tail on the outer section should be more heavier, and at the start of the eyebrow should be more lighter, and it's going to help to create that gradient look. And then coming towards the start, lighter handed. Fab. So I am happy with that now, and like I said, don't worry, I'm going to go ahead and use concealer to tidy it up. I'm going to take the 3-in-1 and I'm going to go in with the powder now. And I'm going to concentrate the powder in the arch section once more and bring it into the tail, and I'm going to use it ever so slightly lightly at the start again, just to help with that building up. If you had more darker hair, or you have a lot more hairs than what I do, you will find that you probably won't need to do this, but if you do see any bold sections, then go ahead and just go and fill it in with your powder. And then just to finish the look off, I'm going to go in with the tinted wax, which is just going to keep those hairs in place and give them a slight change of colour too. And again, if you've got any excess on the wand, please go ahead and scrape it off onto the barrel. I'm just lightly flicking that through the hairs. So onto the next stage, just to finish this brow off, to make it look a lot more lighter, more natural, and to neaten it up as well. And it's also great for hiding any little sparse hairs that you might have. I'm going to go ahead and grab a concealer now, and for this I'm going to go and use the clay concealer, which is a full coverage concealer, and I'm going to use a flat concealer brush. Okay, so I have got my clay concealer. This is a lighter shade, so try and get a lighter 1 to 2 shades lighter than what you would normally use, just so it creates a bit of a lightening effect at the same time and helps to highlight the features on the brow. So this is the clay, and I'm just going to go ahead now and coat my concealer brush just on both sides gently. And again, it's really important to remember, try to not to raise your eyebrow when you do this. So just try and keep it nice and relaxed and focused. So I am just looking again, once again, at my mirror, just slightly down from my chin area, and I am not going to raise my eyebrow. So I'm going to concentrate the concealer first into the under eye arch area where the brow bone is. I'm going to feather it out towards the tail and then gently feather it out at the start as well. You will see what the finished look is. And I'm just lightly following underneath the brow shape. The same again. And any concealer that's left, I'm just going to gently drag it down into the eyelids to work as a bit as a primer. And at the start of the brow again, I'm just going to do some very nice flicking motions, which is going to help to soften the look even more and create just a bit more gradient to it. Now the outer bit, just where I'm just going to tidy it up, I'm just going to gently bring it over. And then I am quite happy . And I'm very happy with that brow shape. So that is the light and natural one, if you will. If you want it a bit more lighter, you can just go ahead and take your concealer and just very gently dab it over the start of the eyebrow, and that will just help create another, and that will just help make it a bit more lighter. Okay, so round two, we're going to go in for a more darker, defined eyebrow this time. So if you have got to grips with your beginner's eyebrow, you can go ahead and do a more intense eyebrow, I guess. So this one is a lot more trend at the moment. You will see a lot of it on Instagram and a lot of it on young girls, and some people really suit it, some people really like it. I have started to love it myself now. It will probably look a little bit odd because obviously I don't have any makeup on, but the same is very similar before. I'm going to go ahead and use the 3-in-1 brow sculpt. This time I'm using dark brown. Again, I'm going to try my best not to raise my eyebrow. So again, at the start of the eyebrow, it's nice, soft and gradient, and as we go towards the end and the flick, we are going to be a little bit more intense. And instead of me coming down, I'm going to go out. Like so. And again, don't worry about the lines, we are going to tidy those up. Now, instead of me starting on this side, I'm going to finish off the tail, shading the tail, and then we're going to move on to the next bit. So where the top is, like so. I'm going to go ahead and fill this in now. And I'm going to slowly bring it towards the start. And again, I'm not going to do it so it ends here. I'm going to do it so it ends just before it. This is going to help create that gradient soft look. And now I'm going to fill this section in here. And then I am going to stop. Now, here comes the more gradient section again. So on the lower line, I'm going to do some slight flicking motions. It's going to mimic some hair strokes, but it's really going to create that gradient look once again. So it's going to blend it all together. So I'm just flicking gently. Can you see it? Like so. And then I'm going to go even more lighter just above that. Fab. So I'm going to go over now with the powder and do the same as I did last time, more darker in the tail towards the end and a little bit more lighter at the start. And as always, we're going to carve out the eyebrow with concealer to neaten it up and to tidy it and to make it sharper. So towards the tail, again any bold bits, and then just very lightly at the start of the eyebrow. I'm going to go in with my tinted wax once more. It's going to keep those hairs in place. I'm going to help to add a bit more definition. So under the arch is where I'm going to concentrate it to be more heavier, and then as I go towards the tail and towards the start of the eyebrow is where I'm going to do the feathering again, so it's nice and light and gradient. So I'm just following the shape. And like I said, nice and gentle at the start. And then any concealer that's left behind, I'm just going to blend it down onto my lower lid and it's going to act as a primer. Wipe any excess concealer off my brush, so I've still got some on there, and I'm just going to lightly tap over the start of the eyebrow, which is just going to help create a more softer gradient look. And you can stop there. If you want the start of your brow to come a little bit more further, you can go ahead and create some flicking motions once more, but it's just to what you prefer. So I will go ahead and finish my other eyebrows and come back.